Before starting, you'd want these few ingredients. It's not that many, but 350 grams of Russian cottage cheese, um, two egg yolks. Also, keep the whites on the side. 45 grams of sugar. It can just be like regular table sugar, whatever you have. um, 2 grams of salt, 35 grams all purpose flour, and then a packet of vanilla sugar. And if you don't have vanilla sugar, then just get regular vanilla extract. I use classic Turvok from the brand K Life with 4% milk fat. You can find this in any European store. Otherwise, if you don't have any of those near you, you can just use regular 4% cottage cheese from any store. But before you start the recipe, you have to do an extra step of squeezing out all of the moisture with a cheesecloth until no moisture or anything is dripping from your cheese anymore. You want to make sure your cheese curds and cottage cheese is dry before you start this. Once you've measured out 350 grams of cheese, you want to take a fork and lightly mash it. Do not use a blender for this. You don't want your cheese to be overly smooth. Once your cheese is broken apart, you want to add in your egg yolks. I'm using the scale for this because I want to measure a total of 50 grams of eggs, including the whites. So 30-ish, 5 egg yolks, and then 15 of egg whites to total out to 50. It's optional to skip the egg whites for now and add them in later if you notice your dough is getting crumbly and dry. If you add them in right now, there's a chance your dough will be too watery, which isn't good. Some people skip this, but I decided to include it. After your eggs, you're gonna add in your 2 grams of salt, 45 grams of sugar, and then your packet of vanilla sugar. This is just what I had lying around, but you can just use 1 or 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, and that'll work just as well. Once everything's inside the bowl, now it's time to stir it up and mash it together once more with a fork. Now add in your 35 grams of all-purpose flour. This is what's gonna make your mixture more doughy since I've been calling it dough this whole time, and make it moldable so you're able to turn it into the hockey puck shape you're gonna be frying it with. Now you wanna mix everything together with a rubber spatula, not a fork like what I'm doing right now. You want to fold it in together and just don't overmix it. You'll know it's done when you can pick out a piece and mold something out of it, like a hockey puck or a ball. I didn't show this, but if it leaves too much residue on your hands when you're trying to mold it, then you need more flour because it's too liquidy. But if it also cracks when you try to mold it, then it has too much flour in it. And it's too dry, and you would need more egg white to balance it out, but not too much. Now that everything's mixed up, you want to add flour, clean up your workspace. Just use a sifter and don't do whatever I did. Um, that's too much flour. It honestly ruined the recipe if you use too much flour on your workspace, so just don't do that. Now that you have your dough onto your floury workplace, you want to roll it into a log. The thickness doesn't really matter. Some people prefer theirs to be like thicker, bigger, diameter, and that's honestly better. It doesn't really matter in the end though. Now for this, you want to grab a knife or a pastry scraper or honestly anything you can cut the dough with, and the amount you cut it is how thick your thing will be. I grab a cup onto the side, which is too small, but I grab the cup and I'll be using that to easily round them out so I don't have to use my hands for it. For this, I also rolled it into a ball beforehand. This isn't recommended. Usually, you would just cut it, you would place it onto the side, you would roll it around in the glass, and then you would flip your log so it doesn't become flat. Now you have two choices: either make them right away or chill them overnight over like at least 30 minutes. But anyways, you put butter into a pan between like medium and low heat, and then put some canola oil as well into there. And you want to place in your syrniki once it heats up. Don't place them in when the butter is cold. And afterwards, you want to cover them for 5 minutes or until the bottom is golden brown before flipping them. I didn't record myself flipping them, so this is the second time, and I kind of burnt mine because I was getting impatient and raised the heat from low. Don't do this. But afterwards, you would be done, and you can serve it with sour cream and jam of your liking, or just eat them plain.